Messi Co, Breaking Major League en la ciudad del sol. Here in Miami, we know who's el campeón. Leo my team, yeah. Suárez on the field, alles wedding day team. Con mis fechas un win, the trio of singing muchachos. Las familias se escuchan los barrios. Esta camiseta pinky la llevan todos los guachos. Los rookies quedan sin comentarios. Messi ambetea, tiki-taki gol. El estadio Chase bañado en gloria y sudor. Aquí se ama y se respeta el balón. Florida es tu casa, acostúmbrate al calor. Estate listo pa' Messi Co. Estate listo pa' Messi Co.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special live edition of Messi Co. First of many for what is finally here, the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Match 1, Inter Miami versus Egyptian champions Ahly. I am here as always with my incredible co-host Gian, and we got an exciting night. We've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've been talking about it a lot over the last few weeks, and I think it's finally time to see what this team is made of. The biggest competition that they've ever been, the biggest test that they're ever going to probably face in a long time, and I think probably the most talented team they probably have played in a long time too, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I got my hopes up. I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's going to be tough, and I know that this is a huge stage, but this is why you brought Messi on, Suarez, Jordi, and Busquets, and some other players. They're used to being on these type of stages, Champions League games, Champions League titles, World Cup. I mean, that's why you brought these guys in, to be able to play these type of matches. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what they're going to be able to do.
Me too. I totally agree. I think it's gonna be super fun. I'm also nervous and excited. I was on earlier with the boys from Drive Pink Dialogue, and we were saying how we're feeling and what we think is gonna happen. And honestly, I would say because of it's been a little while since we've been on this, but if we remember the last few matches for Inter Miami, they had a week of starting with that comeback draw against Philadelphia, and then Columbus. They were in great form and finally picked it up after what was a difficult few weeks for Inter Miami, and so good. We're in the best form. When an international break, we saw Messi obviously go to Argentina and play in both matches. I think he played really well against Colombia, and so I'm hoping he brings that energy here tonight. And it's maybe Inter Miami are going to shock people a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think that it was good. I mean, it was a little worrisome going down that stretch of games where people were really performing below what they were expected to perform at and what they had been showing previously. So just to see them kind of finally get out of that slump and be able to tie against a Philadelphia team away from home that was number one in the league, and then go and beat Montreal convincingly 4-2, then beat Columbus, not an easy team, very convincingly 5-1. Suarez gets back to his scoring form. Messi just looks revitalized and energized. It looks like I joke about this a lot, but it looks like him and Suarez went to a fancy cryotherapy clinic or in Design District in Miami or something, because those guys look like rejuvenated. So I think it comes at a perfect time going into a game like this. You want to go in and be in top form. And for me, going into this game and really going into this tournament, I just want to see this team compete. I don't really have too many expectations for them as far as whether they're going to come out of the group or not. For me, it's just look competitive, look good, whether you lose or you don't. Just look like you're in good form, look like you're being intentional with the ball, look like you're defending as best you can, score goals, and kind of use this as, I think, a stepping stone into what's left of the MLS season. So, but I don't know. It's going to be tough, Ash. I think I saw some of what you were talking about on Drive Pink Dialogue, and you were pretty positive, right? Saying
I'm a positive person by nature.
Yeah, you thought that they could get out of the group stage, and
I said it's possible. I said I think the second slot, I think the first is gonna be Palmeiras, but what I would say it could be Porto. But what I think is gonna happen is one of those teams is gonna for sure dominate and secure the first spot out of the group. I think the second spot is gonna be up for grabs, and this will be the start of seeing like if Inter Miami can, and Lionel Messi, who we're seeing on screen right now, if they could shock. I mean, say for it, here's my question, and my thoughts are all over the place, but here's my question: when Messi is starting and on your team, we just kicked off, by the way, Club World Cup officially underway. When Messi is on your team and starting, and he has a World Cup next year, and he just played for Argentina, like, do you really always think like, oh, we're gonna lose by 20? Like, you still have the best player in the world and the best player to ever play. Like, you gotta give a little credit to that, don't you?
Yeah, I think that anytime you have Messi on your team, you always feel like you have a chance. Like it does, especially at this stage of his career. I mean, it's not necessarily that it's a lock that you're going to win the game, but I feel like you still feel like you have a chance.
You
You're
have
not
a chance.
going out. You're not going to, that it's impossible regardless of who you face. He's done that plenty of times where it looks like the team isn't performing at their best, and he has a moment of magic, and somehow they get the win. So I expect the same and nothing less in this tournament and against this team. So
Agreed. All right, so we're a minute in.
What are you at, by the way? Let me see. I'm at 50, 51, 50.
I'm at a minute. Oh wow, I'm ahead of you.
Can you restart that stream? I'm gonna try to get closer to where you're at.
I'll slow down though. Let's talk about a couple of people who got in the starting lineup. I'd
Oh, there
say
we go.
in terms of us, most notably probably Ian Frey, who we all, is our first choice right back, and seeing him getting the nod over Cello.
Yeah.
I hope it, means good attack on the offense. Obviously, Yannick Bright's still injured, so you see Redondo slot into the midfield. And then Gonzalo Lujan, who wasn't, I don't think, the starter, but he had a few minutes here and there, is also unavailable. But you have a center back pairing of Maxi Falcon and Tomas Aviles, and we've obviously had our share of things to say about Tomas Aviles over the last year and change, but saw some great forward attacking mind out of him in the recent matches. We need the height, and it'll be good to see him there, because Noah Allen is at left back because Jordi Alba is out injured, which is a huge loss, of course, for this Inter Miami team. But Noah Allen is a born and trained left back, so hopefully he keeps up his form and is able to, I would say, difficult to fill the shoes of Jordi Alba, but at least make a good impact in the match.
And he's looked good as of recent, taking over Jordi Alba.
Yep.
Yeah. I've always liked him at that left back position. It's just incredible how he was able to adapt and fit into that center back, but still left back does great. Ian Frey as a right back, I think, is really good. Tomas Aviles started in there. It looks like
great bit of play David right Martinez by Ian Frey.
Let's see, man. This is gonna be a
3 minutes in, and we nothing major has happened yet, so we're holding on, but it's an exciting game. I'm just making sure I'm keeping up on our Twitter as well. What is your score prediction for tonight, Gian?
My score.
As we wait for some more people to get into the chat, Circus Fun is here. Let's go Miami. Agreed. We're obviously all Inter Miami fans here, so that's what we're rooting for. But what's your score prediction? I gave mine on Drive Pink Dialogue. I'll say it.
What'd you say?
Well, you gotta say. I asked you first.
All right, so
Inter Miami pressing a little bit here out of the back, trying to create some difficulty for Ali. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be 2-2. I think it'll be a tie. I think it'll be 2-2.
I said 2-1.
2-1.
Gotta root for Miami.
Obviously.
But I think we agree that it'll be, a tight game. I think if you had asked us a couple weeks ago, especially before we had that 3-game great stretch, we would have said, we're gonna get our butts whooped in every match. But there's, again, great form we saw, and give Inter Miami. Oh, Ian Frey getting into the box. Good defense by Ali there, but it is first corner of the match for Inter Miami, right? Or it wasn't given as a corner? It wasn't. Oh, off of Ian Frey. Okay, looks like a corner to me.
It's a lot of Ali fans.
There is a lot. I was actually at dinner with one of my good friends last night, and his family is from Egypt, and so he told me he's like he's going to the match tonight with his family. Family flew in for it, and they're really excited. So, oh, Ali with a chance. Oh, Ustari with a great save. I don't know if that would have been offsides. Looks like it was offsides, but yeah, Ali just there with a chance over the top, but a good stop by Ustari, doing what he needs to do early. Good stop. It would have been close. It looks like maybe Noah Allen kept him just onside, but regardless, good save by Ustari. Confidence we needed after he's had a shaky couple matches here and there. First stop on the board. Miami Kings saying they are not good on press. Go press them. I do think the initial plan, especially in the beginning stages of this match, is probably for Inter Miami to press, but you got to remember, ball over the top for Allende. Ooh, read well by the goalkeeper. Yeah, I think the idea probably will be to press when Al Ali are playing out or back, but you have to also remember, this team has a few people who have run some miles, so you can't press forever. Right now, my time says 6:07. What does yours say?
Yeah, you're ahead by like 3 seconds.
Okay, so then I'll wait.
No, you're good.
I'll say it after something big happens.
Huh? You're watching on the DAZN app?
Yeah, on my TV.
Damn, it's crazy. I pay for like the
Me
best
too.
internet in the world, and it is
The
somehow
internet.
all the internet. Yeah, I think I have probably the fastest internet on my block.
Well, don't say. I'm sorry. Tom Hugh, close call. Yep, was a close call, but Usari was always going to save that. Looks like Tomas Aviles already having some chats with the referee. One thing we cannot get in this game is a red card by any player on the Inter Miami team. Only they can get red cards.
No, and I think as of late, Toto Ailes has really done a good job of reining that in. He's been on there and he's been making sure he makes the right plays, make sure he keeps a level head. Also making sure that when he's going to challenge, he's doing it at the right times and not like early on in the season. And last season, he was having issues where he was having a lot of untimely challenges that led to yellow cards and even some red cards too that really took him out of the game and made it difficult for Inter Miami. So props to him for really getting that under control.
Agreed. So far, seeing a lot of action on the right-hand side for Inter Miami. I will say someone who I think needs to be a game changer in this match, or at least have a big impact, is Telasco Segovia. Oh, Al Ali on the counter. Another great block by Ustari. Anyway, I was saying Telasco Segovia, I think, needs to have a big impact in this match. Messi with the ball and a little bit of space. To Noah Allen, who was making a run. Wouldn't that have been something? Noah Allen got the first goal for Inter Miami. That would have been something.
But I like that. It makes it a little bit more dynamic. You see guys that they're probably not used to making runs into the area, so that'll catch Al Ali off guard. No, they're not expecting Noah Allen to really be a part of the attack. So I really like that. Even some of the things that I've seen in the past from Toto Aviles is where he's able to take somebody off, break a line and make a couple of dribbles. It really opens up the space for everybody else. So I'd like to see a little bit of that as well from Toto Aviles.
Agreed.
I like that. I like that Velasco's playing a little more central. That's, I think, very important, especially to keep a more concrete middle or middle of the field along with Redondo and Busquets. Even though actually he's opening up left right now as we speak. So, but I think that Inter Miami did really well that those couple of games where he was really more of an interior player, and that's really more of his position. Sometimes he looks a little bit out of sorts when he's playing kind of more of a winger role.
Agreed. Ali doing well to get out of danger. And now again on the counter. Ian Frey, yeah, so far Inter Miami has looked pretty good on defense. I mean, obviously Ustari having to make 2 saves, but that is why you brought him in, to do, and there are gonna be chances, and there I will say the thing that you want is, yeah, there will be chances, there will be counters, it's a strong team, but if they're if they're saves Ustari can make and they're, maybe not super high percentage chances of, big open net, then that's what you'll take.
Yeah, I really love that read that Ian Frey made to be able to make that play and get the ball right at the right and really stop the attack by Alali. Really good IQ, really good presence there.
Yeah, 10 minutes in so far, Ian Frey's been super active, already has made a couple great plays, so that is good to see. Someone who we haven't spoken about yet, who has not gotten much of the ball, is Luis Suarez. Someone who needs to keep his goal scoring form as of late in order for Inter Miami to, I believe, have a chance to get out of the group and play well in these games. You gotta score goals, and he's the one to do it. Good play from Redondo.
I mean, Inter Miami is doing a good job of pressuring the build out. So, and then Alali, I mean, they're pressuring with 3 guys, but they're kind of a little bit more allowing Inter Miami to play out of the back. They're not really playing too much of a high pressure or anything like that.
Agreed.
They're waiting more toward, if you can see now, they're really waiting at that midfield mark right there.
Oh,
Man, Ian Frey is so good at dribbling, man.
so dynamic. Really makes, I think, having him, and obviously having Jordan, no Jordi Alba is a huge loss in terms of creating offense from defense. But I think having Ian Frey and Tomas Aviles means, you will be able to see breaking the line and creating some offense. Looks like a handball from Al Ali, which puts Inter Miami in a position to get a good free kick. Oh, but Al Ali player down seems to
And he's
be,
crying, so it
yeah,
looks like he's
looks like
crying.
they may have
But
to make an early substitution. Maybe a muscle injury. You never want to see that, of course. Even as an opposing fan, you don't want to see that. Looks like, yeah, he looks very upset, so it looks like they're gonna have to make an early substitution. Oh, poor kid.
Zizo is coming in. Dude, but what is that? They're putting ice on his shoulder,
Yeah, it
or
looks like,
he?
but I think maybe
I'm,
it's
but
maybe
he's
for
like
heat. For
he's in a
heat.
lot. No, but he's in a lot of pain. I'm trying to figure out where the injury was. I didn't really see anything on any replay or anything. I'm trying to figure out what he did.
I don't know.
There's no.
Yeah, he's holding his stomach.
His,
He just seems very upset, I think, and I think they're just trying to calm him down a little bit. But
no,
oh,
but
you
it's
hate to
it's
see that.
something in the torso. It's something in the torso because he's reaching towards
Oh,
like his ribs, kind of, and then he reaches towards his like chest. I think he. That's really sad, man. And I'm not sure.
poor. Yeah, no, I agree. Poor guy. I hope he's okay. Yeah, Ollie having to make that early change. We'll see how that affects their game plan and
We'll see how it
their
affects
overall
them also
morale.
from
Yeah,
a mentality standpoint. I think a lot of times this can either break or make a team. Sometimes the team, it's more difficult for them because this looks kind of serious. Just the way he's reacting. Al Ali could either take this and maybe use it as a motivation too. So we'll have to see, like you said, how this if this affects their game in any way.
Messi went for goal,
Did you
sailed
did you
over,
I
but
mean did
think
did that
anything else.
surprise you? I mean, what did you expect? Anything else? He
I
was
know it went
obviously in
over, but from an accuracy standpoint, it was going for that top corner, but put a little too much on it. Yeah, it was the right decision to go for though, for sure.
Dude, you okay? So who is Ted Y? Any prediction for who will win it all?
Who will win it
Inter
all?
Miami, Inter Miami.
Yeah, if not Inter Miami, I would probably say the current European champions, which would be PSG, or maybe Real Madrid or Bayern. But you never know. There could be a team from South America. You have a lot of fans here traveled. It could be, I think it's an open tournament, especially since not every team is, and even Manchester City. Not every team I think is playing maybe their a squad. Some are, but not every single player
Hey,
is
Chick-fil-A,
gonna be
sponsor
starting
us.
every match.
Sponsor us, please.
It is. I mean, are you surprised that Inter Miami is having the most possession, or is that you expected that?
So what I think is that Al-Ali studied Inter Miami very well, and really figured out that the teams that have hurt Inter Miami the most are the ones that counter attack and give Inter Miami the ball, because Inter Miami plays with a lot of guys up front, puts a lot of presence in that final third. So Al-Ali is really banking on what other teams have had success with Miami, is as soon as they recuperate the ball, have two or three attack. If you look at Al-Ali right away, they recover the ball. You
Yeah,
see how they have three attackers. That's what they're trying to do. They don't mind giving up the ball. It's not about possession, as we've seen. Inter Miami a lot of times this season has lost games, and you look at the possession, and they basically dominated on possession. And there's a big difference between dominating on possession and dominating the actual game. So that's what Al-Ali is really banking this game on, is give Inter Miami the ball, let them hold on to it. We don't really care. And as soon as we get it, just push it up front and attack Inter Miami, have a one-on-one or a two-on-two versus their center backs, and that's where they're looking to be successful. So Inter Miami has to be very cognizant of that, and have either Redondo or Busquets kind of stay a little back to make sure that they can help out when the counter does come.
agreed, agreed. But
Chelsea is gonna do it. What do you think about Chelsea?
Chelsea. I mean, hey, they made the Champions League in a very, very, very difficult Premier League.
I'm going for
So
Chelsea.
with them winning it, oh, Inter Miami was almost with a good break there, but Busquets just missed Segovia, unlike him.
Hmm.
Dinner time? Okay, that's fine. I'll keep going. Yeah, 17 minutes in, and obviously injury aside, nothing I think too crazy happening as of yet. Uh it's good to see if you're an Inter Miami fan, because all we want are opportunities, and you know, like I said, you give Messi the ball and some space, you give Suarez some opportunities, Allende, etc. You never know. I'd like to see them score, but yeah, we hoping for a good, positive Inter Miami scoreline. That's for sure. Over 100 people watching. Thank you, everyone, for joining so far.
I'm curious, for those of you watching, it says like Ash says over 100. Where are you guys watching from? I always like figuring out where everybody's from.
Agreed. Me too. Yeah, it is. I'm sure a lot of global people watching on this match. Al Ali with a free kick. Ian Frey with a bit of a tactical foul there, but I don't think any card. Oh, he ripped the shorts. Almost.
That's why you wear spandex shorts underneath, ladies
Yeah,
and gents.
agreed.
¿Qué cosa?
Good clearance there by Maxi Falcone. I think it's great to have him and his experience. Obviously, oh, oh, I would say Al Ali with a great chance there that did not get a
I
good
can't
enough
believe they
shot
missed that.
on. Yeah,
I
I
really
did
can't
not
believe they
get a
missed
good
that.
enough shot on
Those are
target.
the type of plays that you end up regretting later on. And there's a saying that says goles perdidos son goles en contras. Goals that you miss are goals against. So we'll see if that ends up coming true this time. But you can't miss those type of opportunities, especially in these types of games and these types of tournaments.
And coming in from Rochester, New
And
York,
Rochester,
Ted
New
from
York, cool.
Philly,
Philly, let's go.
Southwest Florida. I'm guessing
Southwest
that's what
Florida,
is what SWF. I should know that as a Floridian, if that is what it's called. Good to have you all. Obviously,
Southwest
Gia and
Florida.
I are coming here from Miami, watching. Oh,
You know what I have to do? I want to go to Philly and try a Philly cheesesteak. I've had Philly cheesesteaks are my favorite, and I have them here. My favorite one is from Hungry Bear Sub Shop here by Miami-Dade College. But I've never had an actual Philly cheesesteak in Philly. I want to try that. I wonder
they're
if it makes
very
a
good.
difference. It's got to be right. It's I mean that's where it comes from. I assume.
I have had them in Philly, and they are very good. You
Yeah.
you have to choose either Pat or Geno's. Philly
Pot or
people,
Geno's?
Pat or
Pat.
Geno's. They're like these two uh Philly cheesesteak shops that are like on the corner near each other
Oh yeah.
and are like rivals. I'm pretty
Do
sure.
you put
Correct me if
onions
I'm
on yours?
wrong. Huh?
You put onions like steak, onions, and mayo.
Mm, no mayo. No,
No mayo. Oh, wow.
you do the cheese whiz, the cheese sauce.
That's the OG way. I get mine with provolone, provolone, onions, and mushrooms.
I love sauteed mushrooms. Well, the game's definitely not a blowout if we're already talking about our Philly cheesesteak orders, which is good. So far, obviously, Al with the better chances, but nothing to show for it yet. Inter Miami have every chance to good play by Suarez, every chance to try and make something of it.
Oh, damn. There was a chance there almost.
Almost.
The game's. I mean, the game's a lot more competitive than I think people really thought it was going to be. I heard a lot of commentary about how this was going to be a blowout.
I heard that too, and I don't think it is. But Ali with the first corner of the match.
You hear the Al Ahly fans a lot more than you hear Inter Miami fans. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure a lot of them traveled a long way.
Oh. Uh-oh. They're dancing around the area.
Well, in the end,
No.
not a great high percentage shot, so Inter Miami will take that.
You know what ended up happening that I'm really disappointed about with Inter Miami and the supporters. I don't know if you knew this, but the supporters ended up not getting any tickets to the game. Like as far as them putting them in an area behind the goal or whatever, so that they can be together. I know a lot of supporters that ended up having to get tickets from like Miami-Dade College, from from different people that were offering tickets, and they're just spaced out across the entire stadium. So there's no music, like there's no drums, there's no flags, there's none of that. It was quite unfortunate, I thought,
That is
especially
unfortunate.
I mean, this is a historic game for Inter Miami, being able to play on home soil. I think you would have wanted La Familia, would have wanted Vice City, you would have wanted, the supporters to be there and be able to chant for the team. And unfortunately, that kind of slipped through the cracks. So that kind of sucks.
That does, yeah. Agreed. But let's see if Inter Miami can still make some noise on the pitch. Looking like a pretty. I know there were talks about not being enough people in the audience, but seems like the stadium's pretty close to sold out.
Last I had seen, which was about 3-4 days ago, 20,000 out of the 65,000 had been sold. Obviously, it's been a difference between then and now.
Yeah, there's a lot more than
20,
20,000.
25.
Ali on the break away. Yep. Tomas Aviles having to make a tactical foul there, resulting in a yellow card.
I don't know if you had to make that foul, though. I really don't. It seemed like they had it under control. You had 4 guys against the one bringing up the ball. He had 4 defenders against. It was Yuso.
Yeah, but they were backtracking. I don't know. No, I
Nah,
think it
there was
was.
no. Oh damn! They got a ref cam now. Oh shit! What? That was that was unexpected. Okay, cool. Yeah, nah, to me that was unnecessary, honestly. I think they had it under control. They had 3 defenders along with the 1 forward that was running, but you know, I guess he was just like, I'd rather take a chance and than something bad coming out of it. So but now he, oh damn, now he's got to be careful the rest of the game, and we're only in minute 25.
Yeah.
And I don't trust. I'm sorry, but I don't trust Aviles with 65 minutes to go, if my math is correct here. To go.
Well, we'll probably, yeah. Well,
Like, I don't
we were
trust
talking
it.
earlier about he was doing good at not getting those foul accumulations, so hopefully he's able to.
And the thing is, it's for like any player. If you're a center back or in defense, you're going to be having a lot of one-on-ones and being in charge of stopping an attack. I think for any player in the entire world, in any league, having to play 65 minutes with a yellow card already is going to change the way you play. You're not going to be able to be as aggressive. You're not going to be able to do the challenges that you want to do, and that could end up, backfiring and allowing a goal.
Yeah,
Also,
agreed.
you could end up with a second yellow. So that's a problem for any player, and even more so for Aviles. Oh damn, that was a
Ian
good
Frey
try there
going
from
with
Ian
the
Frey.
left foot, trying to
He's not
curl it.
afraid. He is definitely
It
not
wasn't a
afraid to
bad
shoot.
shot. I know
No.
Messi wanted the ball in the middle, and that was definitely the play, but wasn't a bad shot. I'll give him that.
Well,
But yeah, hopefully we'll see how it affects the play. Hopefully not too much. I'm trying to think who are our center backs available. I guess Ryan Saylor, is that who would be your first center back substitution? I'm just trying to think. I feel like I'm missing someone because obviously
David Martinez is
Lujan is
injured.
unavailable.
Lujan unavailable.
I mean, I'm sure the idea is that they play for 90 minutes, but
The other thing you'd do is put Busquets in at center back like he's
right,
done
yeah,
before,
and you
and
can
then
put
put in
Demaski or someone like that.
or you can put Kremaski.
Yeah, true. That's probably what I think is probably the plan is the backup center back is
I
is
just don't want to see 65 minutes of like nothing against Toto, but any player 65 minutes with your center back with the yellow is tough. Especially
yeah.
again against a team that's you're gonna see counters. You're gonna see counterattacks. So that's what they're doing. They're giving Inter Miami the ball. You can see Ian Frey, Falcon. You can see Aviles and Busquets just having complete freedom in the midfield to touch back and forth. As soon as they
Yeah,
make
but Inter
one
Miami
mistake,
have
they're
to
gonna jump on it.
create some type of they got to create some better chances.
Oh yeah, of course. It helps you nothing to have to maintain possession of the ball if you don't do anything up front.
Yeah. Inter Miami now seeming like they're building something. So go over
Okay,
there
with Velasco.
with his feet caught, but able to get out of it.
And then look at that. Every player is on Al-Ali's side of the field. Look how deep into Al-Ali's side of the
Yeah.
field they're playing at. It's complete freedom to manage the ball.
Yeah.
And Al-Ali's content with that. They're
I
content.
was gonna say because if they get a counter and Tomas Aviles cannot do another tactical
No.
yellow.
Yeah. No, look, you have Falcon and Aviles. Everybody's on their side of the field. As soon as they get the ball, they're going on the run. So got to be careful here. That was almost a really nice pass to a cutting Ian Frey. So good stuff there.
Great tracking back just there.
And then Busquets running back to cut the play really well.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Busquets is going to have to be very involved here, especially playing such a high line.
Agreed.
Oh, there's a pickle in my sandwich.
You don't like pickles?
Disgusting. No. And I eat the whole thing too. Usually I take a bite and I can remove the rest. That's disgusting.
30 minutes in and no No goals of yet. Maybe to some people's surprise. Ahly, of course, with a couple good opportunities, but Ustadi in the defense managing to keep them out. Now it's all about can Inter Miami try and maximize.
I want to see a little bit more from Allende too. I'd like to see them use his speed more and have him really cut in behind the center backs, and maybe somebody can filter a ball in. Kind of like what we. Yeah.
Ahly scored, but offsides. Yeah, offsides. I thought it
Okay,
was
that
offsides.
was offside.
Yeah. No, I think it was pretty offsides.
No, yeah, that was offside. But it's funny, exactly what I was describing that I wanted to see Allende doing and have him run in behind and have somebody filter a ball. That's what Ali just did. So thank you, Ali. Thank you for being offside, but also thank you for illustrating what I was talking about.
Yeah, agreed. I do think that if Allende does not make himself more turnover by Inter Miami and Redondo having to pick up a yellow card after a messy turnover in a dangerous area. That's now 2 players who I don't think you were planning on substituting now both having yellow cards. Tough break. Who do you I was gonna say for Allende, if you don't see him kind of make himself, in good positions or not get the ball, I think you'll see Fafa come in faster than we had seen in the past because he is super. I mean, Allende obviously has great skill and has scored great goals for Inter Miami, but Fafa I think does a maybe a little bit better job of being more explosive and making your defense worried.
Before I take out Allende, I'm taking out Suarez. So that, I mean, that's crazy talk for me. I mean, not from
But
like
that's
you
not
saying
what
it, but
yeah, but that's not gonna happen.
exactly, yeah.
So
So
think more realistically, right,
I don't
exactly.
want to before I do that because Suarez to me is aside from Messi is your biggest scoring threat on this team more so than even Suarez.
Oh, free kick right down the middle, but it was a fireball. Ustadi had to
Yeah.
save it. Had to get it over the bar.
And if Allende isn't being more present, I'm sorry, but that's I think that's on Allende and more on Mascherano because Allende is gonna do what Mascherano's asking him to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have to find a way to attack. I agree with Miami King. Ollie with a good bout of possession right now. It's they're gonna try to make something of it.
Question: are any of you also watching this
Oh, what a
final?
stop by oh my
Damn,
what a
Ustadi.
save by Ustadi and then
Wow.
Maxi Falcone with a super important goal line
Wow.
clearance.
Ustadi, that was incredible, man. That was
Wow.
incredible.
What a stop. Okay, Inter Miami have gotten lucky with a few moments now. They need to maximize the effort and they need to get a goal because the chances aren't going to keep coming or be stopped. What a save by Ustadi. Oh my god. I need to see a replay of that.
And that's why they re-signed him, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, good run there by Allende. But, already circled by 4 Ali defenders. So Inter Miami have to figure it out.
We need a little more from Messi
Ronaldo got to
too.
be careful there.
Messi's been a little quiet.
I really want to see a replay of that save.
Okay, Messi.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those situations where it feels like Al Ali have more players on the field than Inter Miami, and that is not a good feeling to have. Great. Maxi Falcone, no surprise to anyone, having a great match and doing everything this team needs. What a stop. Oh my God. And you know what? Allende got beat there. Oh no, Redondo got beat there. What a save.
In football, there's always two things. One is skill, and one is luck. And I think in that play, there was skill and luck. Oh man, you had the luck that the ball got headed in the general direction of Ustari, and then Ustari with the skill to be able to put his hand in the right positioning.
Down. Messi down after what looked like a tackle on, let's see, was it a 50-50 ball? Ouch.
This does not look good.
Oh. Kick
that's a red card. That's a red card. That is a red. That is a red card, man. Oh, that is such BS, man. Bro.
Are they going to review it?
That's BS.
Yeah, he went right through Messi.
That's a straight red.
I don't have the sound on. Do they sound like they're going to... Is it even possible?
It's Messi chance. I don't...
Yeah, that was... He's looking at the ref like, look at what has happened. Yeah, that was studs up, but yeah, no card, no anything.
Nothing? They're not gonna review it. They're not nothing. That's BS, man. That's a straight red. I'm sorry. That is a straight red in my book.
Looks painful, I'll tell you that. Can't say Messi isn't going for it. But you know the ref, because he didn't call it the initial foul. I guess.
Yeah, but it should be reviewable, right? I mean, I'm not the VAR expert here, but I would assume it's reviewable.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thankfully, Messi is up and seems to be okay, but that one will definitely hurt.
That was nerve-wracking, man. I was really nervous there for him.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna have probably a bruise tomorrow. But it just, yeah, I mean, that it definitely hurts.
Dude, I'm surprised that's not even a yellow card.
Yeah, but I guess you can't give a yellow, I think, retroactively, so it would only be if they could escalate it. That's the problem. But, you know, in Miami, they'll get their yellows, don't worry. Now we have probably, with the injury and the stoppage, probably about 10 minutes in this half. I guess what I would say probably the plan right now is just get to halftime, right? 0-0 and go from there. Who's your first sub you're making if you're in Miami?
I'm probably taking out Aviles. I'm figuring out a way. I don't know what he does there. I don't know if it's
Messi again. Ooh. See, that's, again, no card on what that was a card. If that was an Inter Miami player, that would have been a card.
Benja. Miami King says Benja. Benja did a great job in the midfield when they put him in there. I would be okay with Benja in as well. Oh, you got cookies? Oh,
I'm jealous. You're eating good tonight.
Dude, oh my God. Damn, I didn't know I had cookies.
I will say, I'm sorry, like, not to sound like and I guess people would be like, if anything, it would be rigged for Messi to get farther in a FIFA tournament, maybe. But I'm just saying, if that was an Inter Miami player, like, that would have been a yellow card, and it wasn't. So, say what you will. Messi, though, look at him tracking back on this counterattack. He's the first line of defense right now. Did a good job. Oh.
No, that's why he's not a defender. So.
Yeah, but Tomas Aviles.
Oh, that's Aviles. Oh, God. He's calling him over.
He's saying this is his last warning.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Aviles cannot go the rest of the game there. Dude, you're playing with fire. You are playing with fire.
They're going to have to sub him at halftime, and it's going to be
He's an animal.
Aviles,
you're an animal. What are you doing, brother? Bro, this guy's nuts. Aviles is nuts. He's crazy. That's a yellow. He's lucky that they don't want to ruin the inaugural game. He's lucky this is Messi's team. If not, Aviles is hitting the showers on any other team on any other day. Aviles is hitting the showers. He's an animal. That's crazy. Another missed time tackle. I'm telling you that. I don't even.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say, 30 seconds before, Ahly should have gotten a yellow, and then 30 seconds before that should have been reviewed for a red. So I don't disagree with you, but that's what happens in matches. Refs have to do they try and do quick make goods, right? When they make a mistake or they don't.
No, I'm not arguing what the ref is doing. I mean, good. I'm glad he didn't give him anything. I'm rooting for Inter Miami.
But what I'm saying, that was our only chance.
But what I'm saying is that's Aviles. I think Aviles out right now. I don't trust him one more minute in the game.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't waste a sub though before halftime.
I know. I know. I'm exaggerating here, but I
agree with you.
He can't come out in the second half to start the game.
He should be subbed at halftime for either. I think probably Kremaski, and then you put Busquets in as your other center back.
Miami's yellow card prince is back.
I think, right? That's what you have to do. If you're Inter Miami. Penalty.
Shish kebab, man.
But Falcone is making it seem like it was really not one, so we'll see if it goes to review. He seemed pretty adamant. Let's see. I have to see the first replay. No, that's not a penalty. Get out of here.
No, that's not a penalty.
That should be a yellow card for simulation.
Yeah.
That should be a yellow card for simulation. That's
100% a dive. 100% a dive.
That is a
no. Here's the ref cam.
And you know what? The ref had a perfect view of that. How could you call that? Are they not reviewing it? Is there no VAR?
There's no VAR in Club World Cup? Yeah, there is. Well, they're saying that's what the commentators are saying. That at minimum, he should go and look at the monitor and see what's up. That's ridiculous. What?
That's oh my god, that is crazy.
He made the call like three feet away, and he's not even willing to go look at the monitor. They haven't called him to look at the monitor. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That should be a yellow card for simulation.
Ustari.
Oh, Ustari with blocked it.
Let's go, Ustari. Vamos, Ustari.
See, ball don't lie. Don't lie.
Extend him 10 more years till he's 55. Let's go.
Vamos, Ustari. Don't lie. Wow.
Vamos, Ustari. Grande. That's 2 goals he saved minimum this game so far.
Minimum. Wow. But you know what? That should have been a putback because he hit it right back in the middle.
That was also a crappy kick. I'm sorry.
Ustari man of the match.
That was.
I will say this. We'll see it. I'm sure we'll see some takes during halftime and maybe some review. But the fact that was not even brought to VAR is, in my opinion, ridiculous because that was simulation. My God. Yeah, there. Okay.
Ball don't lie, baby.
Ellen saying there, but I'm saying Ellen, my mom is watching. Hi, Mom. There is VAR. I don't have the sound on, so I can't hear, but that is crazy. Tom, wow, what a save. What a save. Huge Ustari. I will say we've given a lot of crap to Ustari this season in moments, but I'll tell you what, he's having the match of his life right now. Wow.
I never talked crap about you, Ustari.
You've never talked crap about anyone for Inter Miami. You love every player. Wow. Absolutely. You know what this is? It's giving Thibaut Courtois in the freaking Champions League right now. That's what we're seeing. Crazy. Okay, so
this is Dibu in the final.
Or right. Yep. True. Also, yeah. Martinez. Inter Miami with a lot of, I wouldn't say lifelines, but have managed to not give up a goal. So it's all about Messi in the box. Oh,
Did that hit the top post?
no, but it was deflected and I looked like it was still going in. Oh, look at
What
that.
did it hit
David
though?
Beckham sitting next to Arsene Wenger.
That's our next coach, ladies and gents. Hopefully.
That's crazy. Man United Arsenal rivalry dead.
Is that true? Did you saw that David Beckham got knighted? He's Sir David
Yes.
Beckham now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, probably deserved at this point, I imagine, compared to like how the knighting works in England.
Do you think the fact that he's married to a Spice Girl helped at all?
I think it maybe probably helped initially. Oh, Messi going for the Olympico. What a time to get it.
What would you
Another
say? One out
corner.
of every two is an Olympico. A try
For him, yeah.
Yeah.
From that side, like when it's an in-swinger, yeah.
I wonder if there are any bets right now on like.
But you know what? I don't blame him.
Prize
I think he
Picks
should
or
do
anything
it
like that.
every professional match until he gets one. It's his last thing he needs. I don't blame him at all.
Yeah. Is there anything he could do wrong?
No. Oh, he did it again. Oh, but he went and got back and got it. Oh. Rare. Oh, come on.
Damn, that was so close.
Oh,
Oh my God, that was so. There was two chances for Suarez. And Allende was it?
That's Allende, yeah.
Allende, wow.
Oh my God, this
Come on,
game is
man, the goal's coming.
crazy.
The goal's coming. That was a first shot on goal.
Good pressing by Suarez. I mean, not really because no one else was around him, but appreciate the effort. 1 minute remaining in stoppage time after a crazy first half that somehow has no goals. Good Ian Frey, excellent defending there. I'm still not over that penalty.
Another one?
That is so crazy that wasn't even put into VAR. And then
It's just
the red card on Messi. I mean, the studs up tackle going absolutely through his leg. 2 instances, in my opinion, where just didn't even use VAR. Like, what are we doing?
quick update for those of you who also are watching the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers just scored their second goal, 2-0. Just want to let everybody know.
Nice. They're up on the series, right? Or is it 2-2?
No, it's 2-2. So this is game 3.
Oh, okay. Looks like the first. All right. Well, Ustadi, like, give him $1 billion contract. That's number one.
I'm telling you, give it till he's 50. He can be another Gigi Buffon.
Yeah, could be. Halftime.
Yeah, I don't like Segovia out wide. Doesn't make sense to me. It needs to be more interior. So we're definitely going to see changes in the second half. Definitely. I think you got to think about Redondo and
Great ball in by Suarez, by the way.
You got to think about Redondo maybe for Bright. You have
Bright
to
is
think
out.
about,
Bright is injured.
Oh, he's just right. He didn't.
That's why he didn't start.
Yeah.
That's why he's not playing. All right, let me pull up.
It has to be Crema. Crema in. Kremaski, 100%. When he's played in the midfield, he's looked insanely well.
Well, we definitely need the speed right now. We need some of that speed and effort. And like I said, I do think Tomas Aviles has to be substituted because they can't risk it. Because, but you know what? They may need like you may see Sergio, for example, pick up a yellow card. Like they're gonna need they're in a position where on the counters, especially like Inter Miami, are gonna be vulnerable. And so if that happens, you have to be able to have a player in who can do that. And so yeah, I think you're gonna see Busquets move to the center back.
What's our bench right now? Who's on our bench?
So we have Oh, you know who we may see? We may see Rodriguez come in.
Yeah, I mean, is he available? And
Yeah, no, he's
Baltasar
on the
would,
bench.
but if he is, it's gonna. I wouldn't put in Baltasar right now in a game of this magnitude and take out Allende, because that would be the only natural replacement. It would be for Allende. You're not taking out Suarez and you're not taking out Messi, and Baltasar is not going to be in the midfield with the like, you
Well,
don't take out
it could be for
unless you take
Segovia
out.
and Allende switch spots. Like they could switch, and they could. I don't know. I do think though,
Baltasar is an attacker. That's the thing.
look, Allende.
Okay, so sorry. Who's on the bench?
Okay, so Novo, Yarborough. So I mean, we're not substituting the goalkeeper obviously right now. We're having prime freaking Courtois in goal. So that's not changing. We have Ryan Sailor, Cello Wegat, Kremaski, Morales, Rodriguez, Picolt, Afonso, Obando.
Oh, so then I really, the only thing you can do there, if you're gonna get Aviles out, I think is you can have Chelo come in and then Ian Frey moves in at center back. That would be maybe one of the natural things to do, more natural things to do. Or you can have,
But
I mean, the other thing
I
would be
think Busquets
Busquets.
going to center back is probably more likely.
It'd be Busquets center back, and then you'd have Redondo come out, and Kremaski comes in,
Yeah.
and he plays along maybe Segovia in the middle. I mean,
But
there are a
no, you
few
have to take
options
out,
there.
but then you have to take out Tomas Aviles and Allende. You have to put 2 players in. So I don't think you're doing that.
There are a few options there. All I know is whatever whatever he ends up trying to do, he's got to get Aviles out. I don't play an entire second half with Aviles in there.
I
There's no
agree.
shot.
No, I think it's gonna
Redondo,
be
I'm okay with the yellow card. Redondo, I think, has a bit more control, but I would still want to get him out. Like,
I don't love it though. I honestly don't love it.
no, I understand.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna either be Kremaski or Cello that comes in, and it's either gonna be, to your point, either Ian Frey move over to right center back, or Busquets moves back to the center back, and you have obviously Kremaski come in, and it's gonna be in midfield of Kremaski, um, Redondo, and Segovia.
Wouldn't you
I
take
said
out
though,
Redondo
I
for
do think in the
Kremaski?
60th or 70th minute, I really want to see Fafa, because every chance Fafa has played in so far this season, he's made an impact in those matches. He takes the top off the defense. He's super explosive and dynamic, and I think he deserves to play. I really do.
You're saying for Allende though, right?
Yeah, I think for
So
Allende
I think I still want to give Allende prior to the 65th minute,
or Segovia. I mean, you
65th
could
or
do
7th.
either.
I don't know, because Segovia gives you more presence in the midfield. Not really. Fafa doesn't really do that. Fafa it gives you a lot more on attack than he does. I think Telasco gives you a lot more balance between attack and the midfield. So for me, I think the natural substitution is Allende for Fafa if he decides to do that. But give Allende till the 65th or 70th minute. If he doesn't, and you need something out there, then you give Fafa the last 20 minutes, I think.
Benji has to be in ASAP. Well, we have a lot of pro Kremaski people in this chat, which I agree with it. I think right now, with the way the game is going, you need energy and you need spark to create more for Luis Suarez and Messi. Like you need just some more.
But that's not Kremaski. Kremaski doesn't give you that.
No, but I
Kremaski
think
gives you
no, I think
presence in the midfield.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like in a being in the midfield in order to gain possession back, it's so that there could be more. Like because Messi's coming back a lot right now, and they need some more. Like they need more energy in the midfield so that it could lead to more chances for Messi and Suarez. I'm saying to like attack because
Yeah,
they're coming back a lot right
they
now.
need more from Telasco and Busquets. Telasco and Busquets should be the ones that are feeding the ball into Messi, and I think there's quite a bit of work there to do for those two. Also, I feel like Inter Miami, they've had possession of the ball. Obviously, that's also a result of what Al Ahly has been allowing them to do. But really, other than from side to side, they haven't been able to generate too much danger, right? Too much verticality. So they really need to to figure out a way to do that. And I love this. I'm sorry, but I love this referee cam. Damn, I think I would watch
But you know,
more.
I cannot believe in that referee cam. He has front row to that, and he doesn't like. I still think that's a crazy decision.
If you're gonna give us the referee cam, also give us the referee mic. I
Oh,
want to hear what
for
he's saying.
damn! What's Brad Guzan is right? Guzman. Who? What's his last name?
Guzan,
Yeah, the Atlanta goalkeeper who
the animal of a goalkeeper that
he's in the
freaking
commentary. He wanted so bad for Ali to score. Why is he in the commentary? That is not fair. Anyway, let's get to some of the comments. We have a lot of people jumping in.
All right, let's go. Let's
This is
read them
something
one
I
by one.
definitely agree with Rob. Whenever you see Messi coming back to half, it's a problem. Means midfield isn't doing anything. Agreed. Tom saying the same thing. I agree that there have been. I saw multiple times, especially as the half wore on, that you saw Messi coming further and further back, and that's what I mean. Like with the Kremaski in the midfield, you need people who are going to just like create chaos in the midfield so that Messi doesn't have to come back. And while maybe people saying Kremaski is not the most creative, if he can cause chaos in the midfield and get a turnover, that's what we need.
Yeah, and you saw Messi, especially when he's with Argentina. He does go back, but he doesn't go as deep as he does with this Inter Miami team. He basically sometimes has to go as deep as into the actual midfield. So that's something you don't want him to have to do.
Shisha Khalifa, I watch every Inter Miami game, but this is so boring. Well, I will say Ahly have had their chances. We're lucky at 0-0. And so again, I think Inter Miami, Mascherano, this is his, opportunity. I understand, look, you don't have Jordi Alba. You don't have Yannick Wright. Those are two, like, certified starters in your team. I get that. You try something, it hasn't been working well, and you have your center back with the yellow card. Understandable. Now this is the moment, though, where you have the chance to make the changes. Your goalie stood on his head. Your center back, Falcon, stood on his head to keep this 0-0. What are you going to do to make an impact on this match, right? That's what we have to see. Because this is now coaching. You got a couple basically like angel moments. The fact that it's 0-0. You got to do something now to positively affect the outcome of this match.
Let's look at a little bit of the stats of the first half and see what's going on. So Inter Miami had 54% possession versus 54 to 44, and then 2% of it was them just battling for the ball. So Inter Miami dominating on possession, but not dominating in the game.
Well, I don't
as
know
far
if
as
54% is dominating, though. It's not like it's 70%.
well, not dominating, but I mean they're winning. They're not winning, but they have most of the possession within the attack. Then attempts on goal, 5 attacks by Inter Miami, 7 by Ahly. Out of the 5 that Inter Miami had, they had 2 on target. So I mean, a little less than half of their shots were on target. But then you look at Ahly, 7 of the 6 shot attempts were on target. So they have generated a lot more, I think, danger than Inter Miami has. Let's look what else. Yellow cards, obviously 2-0. Inter Miami has both of those yellow cards, and then fouls against Inter Miami has been fouled a lot more than Inter Miami has fouled on the other side. So
I do think the fact again, I just keep going back to that's 2, like in my opinion, clear instances where okay, let's say you don't want to, you in the end do not give a red card or yellow card. The fact that the foul on Messi wasn't reviewed and the fact that the penalty wasn't reviewed, I just think is like it's so poor. And
yeah,
everyone
I
would
really
say,
don't
by the way,
understand.
they'd say no, like this is all rigged for Messi. Well, that didn't look like it to me.
Dude, you have a studs up foul straight into the knee or above the
And he
knee,
never, I mean, he doesn't stand like he
and
doesn't stay on the
that's not,
ground
how is
long.
that not even, there's not a yellow card, there's not a red card, it's not even reviewed, it's not even, there was no second it's even think about that. I really don't understand how you do it, especially when it's in the attack and it's against Messi. I don't know. That was really strange for me. And then you follow that up with the penalty call that wasn't even reviewed. It ended up being a dive, and you don't even you're 3 feet away from the actual play, and you somehow still make the wrong call, and then VAR doesn't call you to even take a look at it. I don't understand, because to me it wasn't clear cut. Like, it wasn't a clear cut foul. It should have been something that VAR said, take a look at this. So
There wasn't even
unfortunate.
contact with his legs.
Yeah, and
Like,
look, and we can say that, but let's say there was. If there was, it was so minimal that even watching 2 or 3 replays, you couldn't tell. It wasn't a clear foul. And also, contact doesn't always constitute a foul. And in
yeah,
that, to me, it if there was contact, it wasn't enough to displace the the player. So
agreed. Well, in the end, Ustari, like Tati said, Saint Ustari with the half of his life for this team, and Inter Miami have to reward it, right? Got to figure something out. Michael's saying, I don't know if I agree with this. This is a good experience for Inter Miami playing against high profile teams. I understand, and I was even saying earlier, like, yeah, look, it's the on paper, there's teams that are much better than Inter Miami for sure. And I'm not saying we're supposed to win the whole thing, but you still have the greatest player in the world and the greatest player of all time. You have Sergio Busquets. You have Luis Suarez. You have enough dudes on your team where, look, we're not in a group where we're with Real Madrid, Bayern, and PSG or Man City. Like, you know what I'm saying? We aren't. They're good teams we're playing against, no doubt. But Inter Miami, I think, after all of this setup and the players and the building, they should be able to show a little bit more for themselves.
I
I
mean, I
think.
don't think I don't disagree with what Michael saying, because I don't think he's saying that they don't have a chance at winning. I think he's simply saying that it overall it would be a good experience for them, even if they don't pass it. I think the same thing, that it could be a good experience.
It is a
I
good
just think
experience,
that
but I have higher
I
expectations.
think it's a difference. I think no, because well, I think there's a difference between understanding that it is a good experience for this team, and also then going and saying that they're only in this tournament to experience it and to gain experience for future international tournaments without having an expectation to win. Why? Because as a fellow, as an Ecuadorian, when Ecuador first made it to their first World Cup final in history, I'll never forget this. El Bolillo Gomez, our coach, said that there was no expectation for Ecuador to win the World Cup, that they were only going so that they can gain experience. And then I think that is the most BS crap that you can say
Mhm.
as a coach with your team going into an important tournament and telling them that you're not expecting them to win, that you're only going in there to gain experience. Any tournament that you go into,
Participation trophy.
yeah, any tournament that you go into, you should go in with the full expectation to win, with the drive to win, with the motivation to win. So for this Inter Miami team, while it may look difficult, it may look impossible to come out and win this tournament, crap, you have to go in there with the mentality that we're going to win this crap, right?
I
And at the
agree.
end of the day, if you don't, yes, agree with Michael, it is great experience for this team. But you don't go in here just with the expectation that you're just coming in here to gain some experience. You're coming in here to win the tournament, regardless if the odds are against you. And I think that's what the mindset that this team has. I think that Messi comes in with this mindset too. I mean, he understands how difficult it is, but I think at the end of the day, he's still going in there to win, not to say, hey, let's go and have some fun and see what happens.
Agreed. Little Inter Miami players coming back onto the pitch. You know, maybe they should have been down and out, but they aren't. And like you said, in sports, in life, oh, Messi saying hi to Kaka and a couple, obviously Pepe, some legends of the game. But maybe they should have been out, but they're not. And so you got to take it, and you got it, Del Piero. You got to do something. And so
That funny
now is the time.
Suarez and Messi hugging and kissing Pepe is funny to me, with the amount, yeah, with the amount of times
Messi
that
and Del
they
Piero.
with the amount of times that Pepe fouled the crap out of those two and freaking almost injured them in those clásicos. It's so funny to see
Clásicos,
them
yeah.
after the fact to be amicable with each other and hugging and all that stuff. It's funny.
Well, especially, I mean, when one retires, I think, especially like at this point in their in their games. You know, it's like you know what I thought was the craziest. Like when I'm like competition is shattered when Sergio Ramos went and gave a hug to Messi and PSG at the facility.
PSG. I remember seeing that.
I remember that first clip when Messi was on the bike and Sergio Ramos comes over and gives him a hug and they're chatting and I'm like, what happened to sportsmanship? Like what happened to rivalry?
I think Pepe whispered into Messi's ear and said, "Hey, if I would have fouled you like that, I would have gone to red. What the hell?"
Probably. Seriously. But no, I do think look, they're all human and at the end of the day, especially Messi, he's done everything he's in his career, no doubt. But he's still playing at a competitive level. I think it's okay that, you know, the legends can say hi to him. I'll just not that anyone was worried about my opinion, but you know, I think it's cool to see, honestly, some of those moments.
Okay. All right, guys. So, what's your expectations for the second half? I want to see
Miami King saying cello in. I haven't seen it yet on my screen, but we're also not on Twitter as much right now because we're watching the match. I'm guessing in for Aviles. Let's see.
If he's in, I'm just curious to see how he restructured that.
I'm sure it's going to be because Ian Frey goes as the right center back.
Most likely, yeah. If Cello's in, Ian Frey scoots over to the left.
Yep. Okay, I see Cello about to check in for. I'm sure Tomas Aviles.
There's Chelito.
Yeah, Cello in for Tomas Aviles, which means, yep, to your point, Ian Frey now, right center back. Cello right back. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with that. You know what? The important thing is we had to say Aviles had to come out. We could not risk getting a red card, and I'm fine with this. I think, like I said again, maybe within the first 10 to 15 minutes, I think you'll see like a Kremaski or a Fafa or someone like that. Like I think, you know, we will definitely see some of them early in the second half. It's just a matter of when.
What I think is with Redondo, you get a little bit more or the playmaking, a little bit more on the creation and the attack. So I think that's what he's going to bank on. He's going to try to Macherano's going to try to see if he can probably within the first 15, 20, even 25 minutes, see if he can get a goal. And you Redondo still, you know, on the field. And I think that if Inter Miami, two things. One, if Inter Miami scores, let's say in 15, 20 minutes, or if it's still tie 0-0, I think then he takes Redondo out, he puts Kremaski in because he's gonna want to control that result, whether it's the 1-0 or the 0-0. And obviously Redondo having that yellow is gonna help that. So I still think we see Kremaski probably in about 20-25 minutes. We'll see him. Almost certain that Kremaski does come in. But he's going to bank on Redondo for
Michael, please don't apologize. This is all about opinions. You're totally allowed to have your opinion, and it is good experience. I'm being maybe too optimistic of this Inter Miami team. So no, every opinion is a good opinion. Messi fouls early, obviously.
Man, I agree with you, Michael, a little bit.
All right, can Inter Miami get some spark going in the early minutes of this half? The first 15 minutes of this half are going to be crucial, like you said, in one way or the other, and so. Hopefully, Inter Miami, they got a couple angels on their back and didn't concede. And so, what can they do with it?
I mean, this isn't one of those games where you can just, you know, just lose 1-0. Like you have to go out and get the result. You have to, you know, kind of almost risk it all. Obviously, you don't want to, you know, lose by 2 or 3 goals. That's also important as well, because at the end of the day, I think it's going to be important in this group stage, the goal difference. But this is 3 games. Every game is almost like a final if you want to make it past the group stage. So you have to try to win the game. So we'll have to see what Macherano does. Hopefully for Inter Miami, this continues 0-0 until they're able to get a goal. And if they're able to get a goal up on Ahly, then the game becomes that much more easy for Macherano. He'll be able to really decide if he wants to control that midfield more, if he wants to play a bit more. Not defensive, but just I think less risky on the attack, and having his players and having his midfield and his defense just playing on the entirety of the other side of the field for Ahly. That's dangerous, but he needs to do that at this moment because he has to score.
He has to score, and I also even or hopefully when Inter Miami score, they can't park the bus for 45 minutes. The team that are playing, they're too skilled to be able to do that. You can still control, but I agree. You can't take your foot off the gas no matter what. but we'll see. Again, everything to play for right now. Inter Miami doing kind of like a mini press, but you see in moments like this, like I think you need to see Allende sprinting into that press, Segovia sprinting
Yeah,
into these
they're
press.
not
Like
overly
you're
aggressive
seeing,
on the
you're
press.
seeing Messi and Suarez being your biggest pressers, and I mean you have two people playing who are far younger and should have a lot more speed. You need to see a lot more pressure from them.
Yeah, but Ash, you have to remember too, it's not just the players themselves that are deciding what to do. They're gonna do what the coach asks them to do. So, oh damn, this is a chance. Ugh. They have to. They're gonna press the way that Mascherano wants them to press. And right now, he's asking for Suarez and for Messi to do a little bit of, maybe a medium press, but he's not asking the other players to play that man-to-man press where they press the other three guys that are, waiting to, that are kind of like that outlet for the center backs with the ball. So I think we need to kind of look at that. I agree with you. I think that they need to be more, I guess, aggressive on the press, but Mascherano's just not asking that. He wants Suarez and Messi to do the initial press and the other three to kind of sit back, maybe one presses, but they're not really man pressing.
Yeah,
right
I agree, but I agree with you, and I don't think it's the right tactic because with that you're not getting anything out of Segovia and Allende right now. Like you're not
You got
getting anything out
Messi,
of them.
Suarez, and then
Turnover
but
there.
I think what he's worried about is that he man presses aggressive with Telasco, Allende, and Redondo, and then as soon as they break that one line, then
Yeah.
then it's off to the races, and then they've got some speedy players. So I think he's being a little bit conservative with the press.
Yeah. No, I think I agree. I do think that's what he's doing. Oh, great play there by Allende.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're basically seeing Luis Suarez playing as a left winger, which is crazy. I mean, I know they're in like a 4-4-2, but I would have loved Messi to have gotten a shot off there.
Can you redo it?
Corner for Inter Miami, though. Can they make something?
Well, now at least we know this is not going to be an Olímpico.
Yeah, right. Not until it's on the other side. Wow, Cello and Ian Frey playing at the same time. Is this like our Nirvana? Does this mean all Inter Miami fans can be happy now?
Wait. Who
No
wanted
fighting.
Cello to play at the same time as Ian Frey?
Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness. How did Allende not score just there? I mean, I guess they could say the same for the other team, but that was a golden chance. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. All right, come on, keep going. Inter Miami, you've had a good 5 minutes. Keep going.
I mean, Allende did what he was supposed to do. He shot on goal. That was just good goalkeeping right there.
Yeah,
But the
no,
other
I
thing he could
agree.
have done was maybe gone for the chip. That's something probably Messi would have done, I think.
Or go with your head. Just go with your head, and if they hit you, then it's a penalty. Maybe it's not my head.
Yeah. It's easy to say when it's not your head.
I know, no, I all right. But strong first few minutes for Inter Miami. They have to sustain it. You know where that goal came from? It came from good pressing and making them make mistakes. Players make mistakes, teams make mistakes. You gotta make them create more mistakes. That is how you win. Have less mistakes than your opponent. It's right. Sometimes it's just like that simple. Oh, Busquets seemed like he was hit there, but Inter Miami able to still manage the situation and get a foul. So saved with an interesting comment saying Inter Miami suck. They got in this competition by pure luck. Not sure why you want them to win. Well, we are an Inter Miami podcast, So inherently, we do want our team to win. I will just say. We are a Messi podcast, but we also are an Inter Miami podcast. So I'm always rooting for them. I'll just say that. See, like in that moment, it's okay. It worked out, but like, should have been an easy ball for Ronaldo. Oh wow, Ahly goalkeeper was out of his box. What does your time say?
I'm like behind you 52, 58, 52, 59, 53, 53, 01, 02,
Yeah, I'm
03.
at 53. Oh, I'm at 53:11. So we're about 6 seconds apart, I think. I'll wait until something major happens before I shout. Right now, though, Ali not able to really successfully play out from the back, and so again, I think we're seeing some better pressing from Inter Miami, but they need to be able to make something of it. Great defense by Falcone.
Falcone is doing really good. I like what he's doing tonight.
Maxi Falcone has had a lot of big moments, though, right? He played for Colo Colo and was in a lot of Copa Libertadores.
Yeah, he's used to big games. He's used to, Libertadores. I think prepares you a lot for international tournaments. I think, to me, Libertadores is actually the hardest tournament to win in the world, even more so than Champions League, in my opinion. So when you got
Where is
you
that?
can,
And is it over or is it still going on?
no, they're starting quarterfinals in, I think, August.
Nice. Is your team in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, they actually play against Botafogo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they play against Botafogo once in Brazil and once in Quito in Ecuador. So it's gonna be I thought it's gonna be interesting to see them play here in this tournament. So a little bit of scouting.
Nice. All right, well, I'm wishing you luck.
Gracias. Gracias,
Great play
gracias.
by Inter Miami. Oh, with that, come on, that was off of Al Ali.
No, Falcon's IQ is what's insane. That's why you gotta keep him on the field. He knows where to be. He may not be the fastest, but he places himself in the right
Agreed.
positions, and he um he's the what's it called, like the brain, I think, of the defense.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with Jordi Alba out,
Yeah.
without having that experience and that person be able to kind of set your lines. I think Falcone has done great. Great signing by Inter Miami for sure.
Why didn't Inter Miami fans in Miami did not turn out more? Um, well, I would say one is the ticket prices. I mean, even
Prices,
if
I
you
was gonna say, yeah.
the prices are 150, 200, 300, 400, like extremely expensive. Um, and honestly, I don't know if a lot of Inter Miami fans understand this tournament. Like, honestly, I don't.
Yeah. No, I think agreed. There was a lot of reasons why. I also again you're seeing, people like, for example, like fans of Al Ali and people coming from the Middle East, they're getting to have this amazing trip and go see, teams that maybe they normally wouldn't play. Forget Inter Miami, like you have Real Madrid, you have Bayern, etc., like
Let's
PSG.
see what
So I
Suarez
think
can do.
you can see a lot of them trying to make the most
Oh,
of the tournament.
Suarez with a good pass too, and you got Velasco.
First, I think that's the first shot on goal for Messi, right? We see a lot more
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. That was a good stuff. I mean, it didn't result in
It
a goal,
was.
but it was nice to see that
It
them be
was.
able to play like that. I think Suarez was able to connect with Velasco inside, and that was really good as well. So it's promising. They got to continue trying to make plays like that.
Agreed. Yeah, you're starting to see a little bit more space for Inter Miami, which you did not see in the first half. In good areas, I mean. Not obviously they've had space in the back, but you're starting to see a little bit more space. Starting to see Busquets with a little bit more space in the midfield. Um, I do think though we should in the next 10 minutes, I think, see either Segovia or Allende substituted in for someone because we want to see like a little bit more dynamic play that you hopefully could get from a Kremaski, from a Fafa, something like that.
I think if we're gonna make a change, again I still want to see Allende to like 65, 70 around there. In my opinion, Kremaski for me it goes. It's a redondo. Kremaski for redondo, in my opinion.
Good save by Ustadi.
Dude, Ciso had a lot of space there to turn and shoot. They got to do a
I
little better
agree.
on that part.
I think it was probably about the same shot as Messi did on the other side in terms of
Yeah.
space and stuff. Great look. Also, I mean, still 30 plus minutes to go, but that was a good, I think, 15 minutes so far from Inter Miami out of the half. Good substitution putting in Jettle. I think we can find a little bit more dynamicism, but
Oh,
I know. Yeah.
that was a good pass.
Maybe Suarez 5 years ago, he would have been
I was
in.
thinking the exact same thing, Ash. The exact same thing. 5 years ago, maybe he
5
was.
years ago, that's a goal.
5 years ago, two knee injuries ago, maybe.
But you know what? Suarez has made a couple now really great plays, trying to do some good playmaking. Oh, close to corner. I was about to say Olympico time, but it's throwing. Juice said score right now. 0-0, my friend.
Total attempts at goal 8,
Yeah.
4 from Messi, 2 from Segovia, 2 from Allende. That's what I'm telling you. You can't take out Segovia and Allende right now. They're the only ones that have gone shots on goal.
One out.
Yeah, one you can. Yeah. Which one would you take out?
Oh, you should sit with your right hand.
Damn. Vamos, Chilito. Come on, Chelo. You can do it.
Ian Frey top ends. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I wish Messi shot it with his right there. He had space, but
He's got a good shot on his right. I think that maybe he felt like he didn't. Let's see on the other replay. Did
time,
he?
yeah.
All
Right, but you know what? We're seeing great passage right now from Inter Miami. Like the tide is turning. They need to score a goal. They need to make something of all of this momentum.
And the game is wide open. You really feel like anybody can score right now. Like nobody's, nobody's dominating.
Olympico time.
It's Olympico time.
But I guess they now just expect it every time he's on an in-swinger, so maybe not. But it'll happen. Before he retires, he will get one.
Ahly, yeah. Says Ahly fans are yelling Messi. Messi.
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh my god, man!
You're too far behind me.
I know. It's like 4 or 5 seconds. That ball traveled through the entirety of the area, man. Oh, damn.
Great pressing right now from Inter Miami. Great positioning, honestly. Come on, Allende. Sorry, I'm ruining it for you.
The hell? Hear that noise? Oh, that was Ray? Yeah. Oh.
It's raining?
No, it was my dog. I heard a noise and I thought it was something else. But it was my dog's name is Ray, like Ray from Star Wars.
Oh, Ray. I thought I said rain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ray from Star Wars, as if there aren't like a million famous people named Ray before that.
Ray Charles, but it's R-E-Y though. It's R-A-Y.
Okay. No, I love Star Wars.
I think Ray Charles is R-A-Y, I think.
Again, I don't want Messi so far back. Ouch. He's playing though. He wants it. You see it.
Dude, you'd be Tom. You'd be surprised, man. When you watch these guys shooting before the game, they basically make every single one. They're scoring bangers. So I don't know how much it would help them to practice more.
Ahly looking like they're making their first change of the half. You're hearing a lot of Messi chants throughout the stadium. But you know what? You see even everyone giving him the respect he deserves. Everyone. Even if he's your opponent. You can't discount the greatest to ever
Nah,
do
bro.
something.
I'm sorry. I disagree. If Ecuador's playing Argentina, there is zero chance in hell I or any other Ecuadorian is chanting Messi. Hell no. I am bitchy. I mean, I'm yelling at Messi.
Well, for
I
your
am.
country is different than I think a club
Nah,
tournament.
it's a club. I'm sorry. My club team, Liga de Quito. If Liga de Quito ever plays Inter Miami, I mean, I'm an Inter Miami fan, but I'm Liga de
I was gonna
Quito
say,
first.
well, you have a Messi podcast, so you really shouldn't say that.
I'm sorry. There's there's rules and stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry. You never chant your opponent player's name. Doesn't matter who it is. That's absolutely wild. They do that.
Oh, I thought that was in.
Oh my god, that did look in. Holy crap! I almost flipped my laptop and my camera. That
That
looked
was
like
in. Oh my god.
Wow,
Ooh.
dude, that's like 4 inches to the right.
He's
Or
furious. He thought it was in. He thought it was in. Oh.
oh my god, Messi's like just grabbing his head.
Furious. He's furious.
Oh man, so close.
All right, we're getting into the 65th minute though. Again, I really don't.
This is where you want to see substitutions.
I was
You
about to
want to
say
see them.
I don't want this to be a situation where they wait too long to make a sub.
It's important. 65, you need to start seeing some substitutions.
Especially like you're doing great
Yeah.
press, you're getting on the attack. Like you need to get some fresh legs in there to help, finish off these opportunities. I am tense right now.
So Ash, who out of the two, Velasco Allende, who are you substituting?
I think you're substituting Telasco.
Velasco, and who are you putting in? Kremaski? Yeah, I'd agree.
I think so.
Even though I'd agree if it's between those two. Oh damn, that was a shot from distance. Very
Good shot, honestly. It was a fast shot.
No, I'd agree if it was between those two. I agree with you, Ash. But I personally would rather see Redondo for Kremaski. Personally, and then if it was Allende or Telasco, I would probably do Allende for Fafa probably.
I think honestly, I'd like to see Kremaski and Fafa come on at the same time, and I'd like it probably to be for.
I think you can't take out Telasco, or you can if it's Telasco for Kremaski, but you can't. Like you
Well,
still need.
Redondo so far has been. I don't want to jinx it, but he's been having a good half. So I don't think you need to take him out yet. Again, I think you need to bring in players who are gonna
Are you worried
be a
about
bit
the
more
yellow though,
creative.
or no?
Yeah, I am, but I don't think Segovia's not giving enough. He's not giving enough. He needs someone who's gonna. He's young. He's 19. Like it's for sure understood, but like you gotta switch him. You gotta switch him.
Boosie has had some really bad turnovers tonight. Yeah,
I think he's been dope. He's
he's been kind of solid.
oh,
I
that
think
girl's
there's
makeup
definitely
is
been mistakes,
fire. Great makeup.
but they're
How's
not
that melting
they're
off
not
of
taking
her?
Boosie out.
Must be so hot and humid there.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You can see everybody sweating
Great
their
makeup on
patatas
her.
off.
Wasn't moving an inch. And Miami cannot take their foot off the pedal though.
If it ends 0-0, is that a good result for you?
No, I think Inter Miami need to win this match.
Because you think this is the most winnable one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
they
you
have
never
to win the
know.
second.
I mean, you never know. But
Justin Allende should come off.
I agree. Allende should come off.
All right, Justin, for who and why?
I mean, I think he's had better opportunities this half, but
Yeah.
I've said it a lot, and I still believe it. I think Fafa is super, super dynamic and electric, and he's had great moments for Inter Miami already in the limited time he's played. And you need, and especially in a tournament, like you need to have some electric players.
Mm-hmm.
Who could just
Tom says
create.
Miami should make some subs by now. 100%. Can't take too long. You need to
Good
bring in some fresh
good play by
legs.
Jello.
Oh, Jello stepped on his hand by accident. Damn, that hurts. Anytime you get studs right onto the hand, oh my god, that hurts.
Inter Miami for sure in much more control this half, but you got to see something come out of it. You know, you need to see a goal. Does it look like any players are even being ready to be
That's what I was
substituted
trying
for
to
Inter
look at. I
Miami?
was trying to see. I was trying to see if anybody was warming up or trying to see if Macherano was maybe looking back at the bench, but I don't see anything. Honestly, that's surprising that we're getting to minute 70. I would suspect it has to be between minute 70 and 75. We've got to see something.
Yeah, no, I agree. But again, you don't want this game to happen and then you've been like woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay.
And I also think he's looking at this game right now and he's saying, all right, you know, we're not getting overwhelmed by them. We're you know, we haven't scored, but we're looking good. Like we're looking like we can score at any moment. So um I think that he's also just being very cautious. He doesn't want to screw anything up. Where was it? Let's see. Where I didn't see if it just clashed knees when he crashed against Allende. That's probably just that probably just stings. Anytime you clash knees like that.
Kremaski getting ready to come in.
Okay, so who's it gonna be for? Let's see. I'm saying Redondo, and you're saying Allende, right?
Well, again, this comment by Rob, I agree. Allende is having a heavy touch. I can think of 3 instances in the last 5 minutes where Allende's had too heavy of a first touch.
You think Kremaski was talking to him in English? I mean, Macherano. Oh wow. Anna says Macherano was talking to Kremaski in English.
No.
But that wouldn't make sense though.
No
because
way.
Kremaski speaks Spanish. He's Argentinian. Or maybe Macherano something to the left. Okay. Well, maybe Macherano is practicing his English.
Or maybe they have people speaking Spanish on the other side they don't want to understand.
And that's true too.
Well, let's see who it is for.
Okay, but you said Telasco, right? I'm saying Redondo, so I want to see. This would be interesting.
I think Redondo's had a good half, though. I mean,
Really?
I understand he's on yellow, but he's had a good half.
I would take him out because of the yellow, and plus, I think that I think just.
But he's being much more impactful than Segovia and Allende. I mean, have we said Segovia's name in the last 20 minutes for anything he's done on the field?
I mean, he had at halftime. He had 2 of Miami's 6 or 7 shots. I mean, he's getting shots on goal.
They weren't meaningful ones. Oh, Segovia. I think it's the right choice. Sorry, I have like something a tickle in my throat. I think it's the right choice. I mean, hopefully it doesn't bite me in the back for saying Redondo. Like I hope it doesn't, but I think Segovia has not enough creation.
Wait, But you think Kremaski is going to create?
Yeah, I do. I think more dynamicism and energy.
Damn, that's strong. I don't agree with that, but I think that he. I
He
think
might
he.
score. I mean, he might get into good positions.
I hope so. Heck yeah, I hope so.
I think he's more aggressive than Segovia. Maybe aggressive and creative aren't the same thing. I think he's more aggressive, and I think right now the
That I do
team
agree
is.
with you. I think he is more.
Oh,
I think he's
that's a
got.
bad call.
Oh, was that Chelo?
Also, I will say this, like, I'm sorry, and maybe it's just because I'm on the other team or whatever. I feel like Ahly, their players are dropping like flies. Every single time an Inter Miami player is near them, they're act like they got stabbed in the chest.
Yeah, they are. I also think Inter Miami is looks like the much more physical team.
Yeah, but there's just
They
so
have a
much
more
stop.
physical presence than Ali.
Yeah. All right, Inter Miami, you got to go on the break. Come on. I end to push it, make the right decision. Oh, Rolando.
Kremaski con pique por la izquierda. He drops off to Suarez, who opens it up with Kremaski.
Oh, Inter Miami
So
had
one of the
numbers.
things
They
that
needed to do more.
I love Kremaski, especially when he played as part of that midfield and he was able to disrupt and he played like an animal. But the one thing I don't like is Kremaski in the attack. Kremaski in the attack doesn't know sometimes where to pass the. He completely freezes the attack. He'll stop. He'll pass the ball back instead of trying to figure something else out. That's one
Inter
of my
Miami
biggest
was
gripes in
playing.
Kremaski. That's
Yeah.
why I don't.
No,
That's
maybe.
why That's why I don't like Kremaski when he was being played as a winger. Sometimes Macherano. I don't know if you remember. We were talking about that many times. How he looked out of sorts when they had him as a winger. He, I hated it. I hated it. He looked awful. You put him in the midfield, looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that is crazy. Messi just kicked in the stomach. And you see it in that replay. Like, what is the ref cam is not shedding good light on this guy.
It's kind of backfiring on him.
Like that guy, it kicked Messi right in the stomach. If it was the other way around, I'm telling you that's a foul. I promise. Oh, close.
Dude, if Suarez would have made contact, that may have gone in. That's true too. Some good points. Anna says it's surprising that they haven't had a water break.
Mm. Maybe because it's night, like because it's
I mean, at night it's even more humid than during the day. It's crazy.
yeah. But it's based on temperature, right? Not based on humidity.
You know, I've never thought of the science behind it, so I'm not sure, but maybe you're right.
I think that was out. That should have been out. All right, it's out anyway, but Ollie with a little bit of possession here.
Yeah, you haven't really seen much of this yet until this point in the game, where
Why are
they've been
they
able to
so far
maintain that
back
much
on
time.
him?
Okay, and Al-Ali's making two more
More subs.
substitutions. Meanwhile, we've only brought in Kremaski and
Two players.
Jello.
This will be 5 for them, though. This will be it. This is their last window. I mean, this will be their last amount of players.
I
Zizo
wonder what's
getting a
going on
nice
through
year.
Mascherano's head right now. What's he thinking his next sub is going to be? You've got to be thinking probably, like you had said earlier, Ash, probably Allende for Fafa,
Fafa?
I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
Just some fresh legs in the attack, some speed, I think would help a
Agreed.
lot.
100%. Need someone who could be like take the top off with tired players. I mean, they would have made 5 subs, but still,
Yeah,
one was very early in the match, so you're gonna have
yeah.
9 of your players are tired.
Do you what do you think about maybe last 5 minutes, 7, 8 minutes, Orlando in for Suarez?
Yeah, I mean, maybe in a good world, but not in this one. If it's 0-0, Suarez isn't coming out.
In a good world.
If we were
Not
maybe
in this
playing it
world.
up by a goal, maybe, but not.
Not in this world.
All right, last substitution window for Ali. Unless they're giving an
Yeah.
extra
No
injury
me
sub, which I
fijé.
don't think they are, because that's their 5th sub.
¿De qué?
Yeah, Inter Miami with 2 windows and 3 players still available to sub.
No, Siso comes out. Wissam Abu Ali.
No, he came out. Oh yeah, you're right.
And then Gradisar and
That's
Mohamed
surprising
Afka.
to me. Didn't he come in for the injured player?
Yeah, I don't understand what the
Mm,
thinking is there.
maybe he's tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really like.
Anna, our sideline reporter, says it's because he was cramping up.
She have an alternate view or something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm watching the same thing she is, and she's over
I'm
here
like,
with like a bunch of
where's she
info. I'm
seeing that
like,
we're not seeing?
I don't know. That's what I keep saying. She's giving me a ton of info. And I'm like, bro, are we
She has
watching the
alternate
same? Are we
angles.
watching the same screen? That's wild.
All right, come on. I really would like to see Fafa come in, or even Obando or Rodriguez, just like another offensive player. We need a little bit. Oh, that be Fafa. Let's go, vamos! Come on,
Fafa.
let's go,
Come
vamos!
on.
I'm acting like this guy's prime Ronaldo or like freaking I don't know.
Fafa?
Like, yeah, like I'm acting like that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like the
but
way I'm
he's
talking about him. That's
but
what
he has that
no, I'm saying
he
the way
gets that
I'm
extra
talking about it.
305 love though. He gets that extra 305 though. He's from here.
Yeah,
305.
true. And representing Haiti. Sure, a
Yeah.
lot of people in the crowd, or especially in the community, for
I
sure.
actually want to get a Fafa jersey. I'm 100% going to get one because I feel like, yeah, obviously I love Messi and all that, but Fafa, just for the city, like that's the real player that you would want to, to have a jersey.
Good play by Cello. He's been pretty good for most of this half, I think. Okay, Allende, Fafa for Allende. Yeah, I mean, these are the moves I would have made. Like, we give, and we'll see how this game ends. But I'll tell you what, the subs Mascherano has made is probably the ones we would have made, right? Maybe plus or minus or Redondo
Well, I
or
feel
something
like
like that.
between what we've thought so far, we've kind of gotten them right, like amongst us.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah, no, and I think it's been, it's been with the flow of the game. All right, I'm really interested to see, can Inter Miami, can they get something out of this? Because they've definitely been the better team this half.
I feel like they really can get a goal here. It's going to be important. They just have to balance them.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's okay. Yeah. Sorry, I know you're at a different level than me.
And they just have to balance needing to score because again, this is probably the most winnable game of all of them,
and not letting them
and
score.
not risking. Yeah, and not risking so much that you allow them to get a good shot.
Good ball by Noah Allen. I'm nervous. All to play for right now.
Man, that's what the commentators are saying on the zone as well. They're like, it's kind of risky. Miami's going for the jugular right now, they said. And they are. They are. They want to win. They need to win.
Are you listening in English or Spanish?
I didn't even know you could listen in Spanish. Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know we could listen in Spanish. I usually listen to the games in Spanish and you listen to them in English, so we always get like both sides of the commentary to be able to talk about. But I didn't realize it.
These 10 minutes are about to be. No, there's definitely Spanish. I thought I saw it was like premio, so like subscription premio or something like that.
Is it VIX?
No,
Or
no, no. I
premium?
think it's through DAZN. Like
Oh
DAZN
yeah.
has both options.
No, I wasn't gonna get a premium subscription. Just
And remind me with a good set piece opportunity, I think. Get players in the box. Get players in the box. Create something that makes them worried. First man got it. Corner for Inter Miami.
well, where the ball boys at? What's going on? Oh my God, Fafa! Oh my God, Fafa!
What a save! What a save!
Dude, Fafa almost scored a header.
Oh.
It was so close. Damn. Oh my God.
Oh
Did the keeper get a hand on it? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, but
Damn, that
if
was
it hadn't bounced
close.
on the ground and it just went straight down, it would have been in. Oh! I invited Scotty and Sar from obviously our good friends at Drive Pink Dialogue, and Scotty writes to me, which I think is so valid. He goes, "I'm sorry, I can't even sit down on my couch. I can't be in front of camera. I'm too juiced."
He was. I was watching. Like I said, I was watching the episode that they were doing, and then you were on, and he was talking about how excited they were. So I can only imagine.
Yeah, I agree with this take by Justin. I think it was an amazing save, but the header, I wish it could have been a little bit more like it without bouncing. That would have been better. But you do what you got to do. It's okay. We move.
I wonder if it had anything to do with his head being bald. What do you think?
I think that would help him, if anything.
That's true. A little shine, a little wax on it, maybe.
To be hard, like it would go no hair to cushion it, like it'd be more powerful. Yeah, Tom, that header was on target if the keeper didn't push it out for sure. But it bounced and it was, it wasn't as much, it took the wind off of it. Oh, Busquets getting a yellow card for that is so silly.
Dude, some of these refs are so soft. Like, if you're refing, you have to understand that there's gonna be like not everything is dissent. Like, there's gonna be some yapping. It's a freaking Club World Cup game. Come on, stop being so sensitive.
He didn't need to do anything.
No, this is an overly sensitive referee, man. They try to make it all about themselves. Like, bro, if you're so sensitive, you need to, referee something else. I don't know.
Oh, good. Great job by Redondo, because that guy was trying to draw a foul. But yeah, but now look, you can't have surgery. I'm sure it resets for the 16, but like you don't want to see him get suspended.
No.
All right. 4 minutes plus
They
stoppage.
They don't reset until the semifinal.
Semifinal? No, really?
That's what. If I'm unless I understood wrong, I just heard the commentary on DAZN say that they don't reset until the semifinal. Maybe I'll research it.
That'd be crazy to me. That'd be crazy to me. At least it should reset in the knockout stages. I understand, obviously, in the group stages. Ugh. Well, Messi right there, though, just like getting through 4 defenders is crazy. Once again. Oh, 3 minutes plus some stoppage time. Inter Miami, I feel like really should have a goal. They've done so well in the second half.
Nah, it's right. I'm reading it right now. A player or coach receiving a yellow card in 2 separate games before the quarterfinals will be suspended for the next match. There's a yellow card amnesty at the semifinal stage. So yeah,
Crazy.
he
And that
can't
was
get another
a
yellow.
silly, silly card by Sergio Busquets. Oh,
This is what you don't want to see. This type of counter. This is what they're trying to avoid, where you have 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4.
yeah.
And that's what happens when you kind of commit that many players on attack. You get a 3v3 or a 4v4, which is what Al Ahly's trying to do, is just commit as many players on the counter. Meanwhile, Miami has 80 or 70% of their players still on the attacking side of the field.
I'll leave with the corner.
Oh, damn. Got to be careful here. He's having a lot of control over the ball right now, and you don't want to. You want to kind of pressure him a little bit here. You don't want to have both your midfield and your defense so compacted that you're allowing them a lot of room to kind of manage the ball right outside the area. That's not going to be good for you.
Inter Miami got out of a good moment there. Oh. Yeah, I think Fafa could have probably done a little better on that header, but
I don't know if he could have, honestly. Looking at that replay, he was between 2 or 3 players, even his own player. I think Maxi was there, somebody else was there. Like, that was a tough header. The fact that he got his head on it, that wasn't a clean, just, hey, I'm right here in front of the goal. He jumped ahead of a few players there, so I think that he did probably as best as he could there.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. All right, last 20 seconds of regular time. How much stoppage time do you think is going to be added?
I'm probably 3-4 minutes, maybe. I don't think more than that.
I am disappointed in Miami haven't scored, honestly. They've had such a good half. 5 minutes of extra time. All right, well, what you definitely can't let happen is a goal. 100%. But there's a lot of ways this can go.
This is where it could get dangerous, man. Got to be very careful here. Very careful.
Oh.
Yeah. Was that a foul there? Yeah.
What Lionel Messi right there. I know we're to expect it. I know. But that is just like, to use Ray Hudson, one of the great commentators, magisterial. Insane he got out of that. Great play by Cello. All right, come on. And remind me, he got out of a tough situation right there with Ahly. So let's see if they can, again, at the very minimum, keep possession for the rest of this extra time, but more so try and score. Oh, ball over the top.
Damn, Fafa flew again. Couldn't get his head on that one. Good, man.
Oh,
Falcon.
come on. That's
what?
Crazy.
What?
Oh, get out
How's
of
that
here.
A foul?
They both were going for it.
How is that a foul? Where's the foul?
Both went for it there.
That's BS.
But great play
Crema,
by Miami. They
run,
got it
brother.
back.
No, I know. So it's Miami with possession of the ball. Like Busquets got to connect everybody and he plays the ball back. Huh? Look, Redondo's still in the game, and he's done a
Yeah,
good job
I
with
think
his yellow card.
He's did excellent this half. Kept himself on the field.
I'm just surprised they're not using the wings more. You know, the outside of the field. They're trying to play just the interior, and it's just at least just so compact there and with their defense and just closing down those center channels for passes. And but Inter Miami continues to kind of they need to play more out wide, try to get something out wide with Fafa or with Noah or Chelo, somebody out wide, man.
Busquets had Suarez on the wing with no one around him.
Look, Oscar Ustari, superior player of the match. 100% agree with that one.
Yeah, of course. Oh, great play there by Suarez.
You think Busquets has been so bad?
Oh, Ahly player down at the worst time. The Inter Miami play on. They're right.
Come on, please. That guy's laid out like you could, you know, like one of those bodies with like the chalk on the crime scenes. Like the guy's just laid out with his arms out wide. Suarez, why did Suarez get a yellow? Oh my god, this guy is so sensitive, bro. Who is this referee? Who's a child, man? The most
I
sensitive.
understand this player is hurt, but Inter Miami still they better be adding at least a minute of stoppage time on this clock.
I just don't understand the yellow for Suarez. Just because, come on, man. So overly sensitive referees, man.
At least you got to add at least another 30 seconds to a minute.
Mr. D. Beckham. Dude, that almost went in. That almost went in.
And now this referee is hurt.
Oh my
now
god.
this goalkeeper is hurt.
Bro, did you see who did that? Was that Messi? No. Or was that Chelo? Who was that?
That was going in.
Chelo?
That was going in. Oh my god.
Did you see what Chelo did? Chelo grabbed the water bottle next to the goalie and sprayed him in the back.
No, I did see that. That's good. But like
that almost went into right on the. Oh my god!
That would have been the most spectacular goal ever.
Well, it's too late to take away superior player of the game from Mustadi, so don't even try it. That was a good save, and that was an excellent shot. If that was a shot by Messi, that was crazy.
Oh my god! Like it's like they're not even able to finish the game. Like this is.
There's the magic spray.
That would have been the most amazing goal. It's been crazy.
That would have been insane.
No, but you know what? After this kick, if this ref calls it, like that's so ridiculous. Like I'm sorry, that's. Just had like 3 minutes of stoppage that Inter Miami have not been able to play.
Ay, Maxi. Casi, almost. Damn, Maxi. Oh yeah, 100%, Tom. The keepers this match, man. Holy.
Oh, wow.
This is not no bueno here. Come on, Noah, careful. Oh, great. Oh my God, is that Ian Frey? Who was that?
Yeah,
That ran that down. Wow, Ian. He's exhausted. Oh my God. Good job.
All right, that's the match. And 0-0.
I'll say this was a tough match. I think both sides could have
Oh
won
my
it.
God, that was
Both sides
going in the
how they're
goal. It
playing.
went off of his head. Oh
Oh
my
my God.
God.
It went off of his head.
It was going in. I don't know what to say. Like, it seems like both teams had this like divine intervention that both got goals saved that should have been scored.
Yeah, that was a tough match. Very even. A lot more even than many people thought it would be. And at the end, both sides had a chance to win it. Keepers were both by far man of the match for both teams. Like they're just insanity. What can you say about a game like this? Again, it seemed like the most winnable game, but at the end of the day, Inter Miami gets a point in their first game of this magnitude of this tournament. So I think it's a positive. Hopefully, it's a learning experience for the second game coming up. And
No, I agree with you. And you know what?
They looked good.
They were far superior team in the second half. They played an excellent second half. And, more to your point, I think everyone counted this team out. I think honestly, I think they could have scored, but it is true. Like they didn't have a good first half, but wow, did they bounce back in the second half? And every player from Ustari all the way to Luis Suarez played their part. I mean, Suarez obviously a few balls he can't reach anymore like he used to, but let me tell you something right now. In that second half was amazing Luis Suarez play. You saw him create a lot of great chances. Really smart, really great. And I mean, like really, when you look back at the highlights, you're gonna see a lot of the chances that Miami had in the second half originated from Luis Suarez, honestly. And so from Ustari to him, a lot of good play.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be really positive coming out of this game and saying I liked what I saw on the field. There's a lot of things that could have been fixed, a lot of things that I probably would have wanted to see, especially on the attacking side of the field. But at the end of the day, this is a very, very valuable point when you have only 3 games that are going to help you come out of the group stage. You would have wished to probably gotten a win, but if there was anybody doubting, if maybe the players had any doubt that they could compete against some of the best teams in the world, I think this is a really good confidence booster to say, hey, we're a lot more level than maybe we thought we were. We're a lot more, on an even tier with these teams. So take this confidence, learn from it. But I think Mascherano also has to look at this offense and say, okay, we did have a lot of the possession, but we didn't do as much as maybe we could have done when it comes to creating chances. Towards the end of the second half, it was a lot better, obviously, like you were saying, Ashley. I think next game you just try to mimic what you did in the second half. If you can have 2 full halves of that intensity, 2 full halves of that attack, you have a really good chance against winning your next game. So, man, it was a good opening match. Ash,
It was. It had everything. And you know what I think, to your point, look, the one thing that what I said pregame, what you said, what I said when I was on the Drive Pink dialogue is that I need to see fight from the team. I want to see effort, fight, and drive. And you know what? They delivered that, no doubt. And so they have until Thursday to try and to figure some stuff out and look, all to play for. I agree. We'll take it as a positive. Could they have maybe gotten the win in the end? Yeah, but that means they set up a lot of great opportunities for themselves, played amazing defense, and we move.
Yeah, next game is Thursday against Porto at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's June 19th. So, yeah, we look forward to that game.
Goalkeepers hugging there after what was definitely two champions of that match.
Yeah, there definitely was. So, but yeah, that was a good match, a good watch along, and I'm happy you guys were all here. It was just fun sharing it with you and being able to comment on it and a great start to this Club World Cup.
Agree. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in for your comments. It was awesome. We'll be back. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you for the next episode of Messi Co. I'm Ashley. That is Gian. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.